Right, so we're back at the boat. Last time you saw us steaming, so these have all dried out now, aren't they?
Yes, they are at 12% humidity now.
Yeah, use your little testery doodad.
Yep.
So we're going to mark it, cut it.
I'll give it to Robbo to go and paint.
And you're going to paint them up.
Right, we've got a lot to do in today's episode, so let's get cracking. So Robbo's upstairs sanding the web frames, and we're going to start getting prepped now to fit 2 frames. So we've had a delivery, and this is a delivery that wouldn't have been possible without everyone who supported us with our raffle that we did. I didn't announce the winners on YouTube, but it was on Facebook. But the people who won our raffle are here. So thank you so much for your support, and congratulations on winning your piece of Sarinda. So the money raised in the raffle allows us to buy a lot more copper nails. But the issue was, I bought them all that they had in stock, which still wasn't as many as I wanted. So there is still money left over for us to get more copper nails when there is more in stock. But for now, we have a box full, and a box full of paper too. So we've got those. Oh no. And we have loads of copper nails that I need to do a little pick and mix and get out. So thank you all so much for supporting us with this. It really does mean a lot to us, and it really does help the project progress. So we'll be using quite a lot of these copper nails today. So thank you all again so much.
Okay, so what's always difficult is to find where we've got to be in relationship to the outside. Ideally we'd send a drill up, then we could like find, but we don't want to rip the sheets, do it. So window there. I think we're going across this window here, so I need to remove this sheet here and then we'll send the drill up. And it's really windy and pretty cold today, but the sun's shining, it's not raining, so it's good. And I think I'm in completely the wrong position. Let's go have a look downstairs. Yeah, so I think I'm just taking the wrong board up, but as you can see here, so we want to be working in this area, and then we've got a board in the way, but we're just taking that one up. Never mind. Right, let's go back up top, take the other sheet off, and then see if we can gain some access. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's quite nice having a little hole there. Joey can pass me stuff up. Right then. So this is the one where we're putting the frame in, which goes behind the web frame. And this one here is the secondary one, which goes across the window, which hopefully will become apparent when we go downstairs. Right, so I need to clean all this area up now, get rid of all the old nails and stuff. So there's a nail down there, so we use like the multi-tool now just to chop that. So, right, so we've got rid of the old bad frames now. There's another one here which we're going to replace, but Gemma's downstairs now going mad about all the mess I've just made. It's amazing how like far it spreads. So let's go and see Gem, shall we? Well,
You've made loads of mess. Oh dear.
okay. So yeah, this frame here at the top, the very top of the frame's a bit poorly, so we're going to do, hopefully we're going to get these two in, then we're going to do a little scarf on this one. May as well do it while we're there, aren't we? Painting bendy wood.
Painting bendy wood, mate. Got fed up of having sore knees. Old, don't I? So.
Oh, I was using
magic stand that you invented.
So the thing that Robbo's using to prop up the bendy wood, 'cause it's actually quite awkward to paint, is a table that I've made, which I'll show you later. So basically, I can just stick it in the mud and then keep all my tools off the muddy salt or salty mud. Oh, salty mud. That's a good word, that, isn't it?
No more burnt out drills.
Well, hopefully no more burnt out drills. So Robbo's found another use for it.
Work smart, not hard.
Yeah. That's actually me limiter, so if we're really soft mud, it'll hopefully stop it sinking. Don't know, we'll see. Right, we're ready for the... Hope you can hear me, I might have to shout a bit because of the wind. Right, ready for the aft one, the aft frame. So, is that the right location? Starting off gentle. Looking good?
Yeah.
Are you ready for the forward one? Okay, so I've just been given the okay off Gemma, so I'm going to stop, so now I'm going to glue them up. How are they looking, Gem?
Just lining them up.
Go on, girl.
That one needs twisting over at the top.
When you didn't breathe when you were...
I still don't. I don't breathe when I hammer.
You can just hammer the wood. It doesn't...
Yeah, I'll get cut out there anyway, innit? That lined up there.
Well, you got like a half a jail though, haven't you?
What?
Behind bars, like the windows.
Oh yeah.
It must be a rough neighbourhood.
This one looks like it.
So the reason obviously we've put it straight over the window because it keeps all perfectly like in line, doesn't it? In like plumb. Once the beam shelf's done, the top of this frame's connected to the beam shelf. Then eventually we will cut them out around the window, but we don't really bother. We're not bothered at the moment about masking our view. But yeah, adding more strength at the moment. Why? How come your hammer sounds like a baby's rattle?
It's my adult rattle.
Do you know why?
It's like maracas, yeah, because it gives it more of a hit.
It's called a dead blow.
Dead blow. Right, stop talking and do some work, will you?
Right, so they're all lined up. What Gemma's going to do now is put some epoxy in. I think first what she's going to do is she's going to heat the wood. So when we heat the wood is full of air, so then the air expands, okay? So then when we put the epoxy into it, we put the epoxy on it, the epoxy's already warm as well. So when the wood eventually cools down, it actually draws the epoxy in, because then if you've noticed, sometimes you get like a few bubbles on the surface. But I bet we don't now, because that's usually the wood, the air coming out of the wood. But if we can make it suck it in, so she's going to preheat it, then it's going to pull it in nice and tight. That's the fairy.
Right, wanna go and give me a bang?
Not really.
Old. There is one thing I'm not happy about. And obviously we didn't clean off some snuggies, so it's scarred the frame there as we were knocking it down. But that's life.
So each time I come in and then I notice Robbo's painting more stuff.
Found my use in life. Found a purpose.
You could have been a painter, couldn't you, Robbo? Right, so we're going to test out the new table. New outside table. See if we'll go in the mud. Oh God. Hey, look, it stops on my little things as well. Beautiful. So it keeps it all out of the mud now.
Next one.
Cool, I can have a rest now while Jeb is cutting them all off inside, so.
Last one. Done. Ready? Okay, next one.
Too close together, top one of the two, yeah?
No, the bottom one of the two.
Bottom one of the two, right, okay. Yeah. Right, so we were going to maybe do a bit of a back step on replacing the very top of this frame here. But as per usual, look on the window, it's starting to rain. So we've got the top open, so we now need to focus on getting the top closed up, and then we can get the web frame in then. And then when we come along to do the beam shelf, then we can do all these very small minor repairs. And I'm actually getting wet here now. Right, so it's time to close the boat up because it's absolutely chucking it down. Never mind. Someone's got to do it. You okay in there? Yeah? Maybe she'll get a brew on. You gonna get a brew on? Yeah. Alright, let's put this back together.
it's recording in super view. So the boat might look a lot bigger than it appears in real life. I don't know, but I'm scared to change it back in case I have issues when I'm editing, so...
You know us, we're really good at this, so...
Yeah, we're getting this camera stuff, aren't we? So you're staying in this format for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I'm so nervous to change it.
But you never know.
It could be super.
It could be great, and we could go, why don't we film in that format all the time? So with a little error might come
Knowledge.
yeah, something really good or something really crap.
Not the BBC knocking at the door next week going, hey!
Yeah. But if you don't get an episode in a few weeks, you know Superview's not that super.
Yeah. Cool, right, we're on to fitting another web frame. Hold on, focusing on not falling over. And let me jump to the camera.
For the camera's sake. That's what we do for the camera's sake, eh? Right, so
Do
you
you
got
need
the drill. No.
Drill behind you. Driver and screws.
And I'm up. Touching the beam. There, up. Your head looks a weird shape in super view.
So it feels like the beginning of an episode to me because we haven't really been here for like a week and a half maybe. I've been in and out, been doing a few little jobs, but I've not been doing any filming because why haven't we been here?
We've been away on holiday.
Yeah, Jim had this like crazy idea over Christmas of going, do you want to go for a quick holiday? Well, yeah. Turns out they're quite cheap. When you just book them like that. We found a nice deal in Malta.
We did. So we had 5 nights away in Malta. So at the end of this video, I'll throw in some holiday videos if you're interested and want to see it. But it's really interesting because like we went round the war rooms from World War II.
Yeah,
and
it was way cool. Yeah.
there's quite a lot of history in Malta, so it was fab. So I won't put it in here in case people get bored. I'll chuck it at the end. So if you want to watch it, watch till the end.
And you might see one of us in a bikini.
Right, where were we?
I don't know. Well, our progression is this web frame. To do the web frame, we need to take all this off. And up here, there's actually a mount from where the tender lift, the original tender lift, when she was in military spec, used to lift the tender onto there. So we'll have to get that off. We'll keep it. We might put it back.
We're not doing any outside work today, so we're not opening up to change any frames because it's blowing a ghoulie out there, isn't it?
A ghoulie?
Yeah.
Ghoulie.
A what? A ghoulie? A hoolie? You know what I mean. Yeah. You know what I mean. So let's crack on and get some more work done.
So you can see like we've got 6 or 8 bolt holes from where the little crane used to be. So.
But this needs to come off because it's blocking our knee.
Yes. So I'm hopefully, because that's going to come out of there dead easy. That's not an issue at all. But then when it goes into the beam shelf, it's a bit of an issue. But we're going to be changing the beam shelf anyway, so I'm just going to be a bit violent with it. And this looks like it's going to fall off, so so that bad boy out. Yeah, it's heavy. God, I have to recalculate the balance though.
think got you both being so rotten, you don't really need any tools to take it apart.
Oh, in some areas.
Don't worry, love, I'll clean that bilge.
Oh yeah. Have to break a couple of eggs, don't you?
Gooey.
Gooey! See, this here was actually like, I'm sure it's plywood. Is it plywood?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's like 40s plywood, which obviously hasn't survived.
Yeah, but is plywood designed to last like 80 years?
I don't think the plywood technology of the day was that great, was it? Right. Let's get this out.
Shut down. I'm down for the count, falling to the ground. Now you gotta tell me just what you want, just what you want, just what you want. And don't let me walk on broken water. Don't make me push it any further. Why do you wanna make it wrong? I'm trying to hold on, so please. And don't let me walk on broken water. I could read what's on your mind. You're stepping out like you do. No more. Gone are the days of forgiveness. You take so much more while you're giving less. I'm shaking my head while I'm counting down. I'm counting down, yeah. But I remember a time.
So I decided to go ahead and sort of change this frame as well, because up at the top here, it looked really rotten. I think it was a knot that fell out. So this is the only frame I think I've ever changed where I didn't actually need to change it, but it's really, really strong. But never mind. Broke now. So yeah, I need to fight it now, try and get it out. So the best way I found is just get a chisel and split it, because wood splits, doesn't it? I like doing stuff like this because kind of gives you confidence in the rest of the frames. You know what, they're actually still very good. You know, when they're gone, but so this is our little tester, isn't it? Our little digging into the interior of the boat. They're very tough.
So while Simon's knocking that frame out, I'm going to look into this last web frame here. Now, this is the only web frame in the front of the boat that is solid, doesn't need replacing, but it's got all the old scabby paint on. So I'm going to see if I can strip back all the paint to make it look as fresh as the new ones that we've put in. It's not the greatest stuff in the world, is it?
I don't think paint strip was as good as it used to be.
No.
I think it used to be like, take off everything, and now it's like...
No. So what I think I might give a go next is heat it up. I might get the heat gun out and see if that makes a difference.
Oh, I don't like heat guns.
You don't like heat guns?
Why do you think I don't like heat guns?
Because it uses loads of power.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to give that a go instead.
Not a blowtorch.
Not a burn. Oh, okay, I'll try the blowtorch first. Sure, it'd be easier just to replace it. Yeah.
You don't need to take it all off, just like get all the flaky off.
Yeah. Do me if I'm going to do a job. So I'm going to give it a go with the sander. It's got quite a lot of the crusties off. I think the heat and scraping it was better than the paint stripper. That didn't do anything, so yeah.
Strippers are always a letdown, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think she's going to be a while, so...
Hi. The banged all the rust off my knee. But my web frame, look at that.
Whoa, it's like a new web frame.
But it's solid. It's like a brand new piece of wood. You wouldn't think it was like nearly 80 years old.
Yeah. So we've got our little fan. It's basically like a domestic fan which you'd have in like your bathroom, which will sort of extract humidity, but we've got a big air filter on it. So we've got like a motorsport style air filter, so then that basically draws in dust and then pumps out air. It kind of works really.
But because I'm getting quite good at editing, you can hear the fan noise now. But then I can do this. And it's gone. It's like magic. So that's actually been like a next level game changer for the videos, because we can have
Run generators,
the generator running and I can isolate it so you can only hear my actual voice. Because usually when we've got the generator going, it's like, oh, we can't film or talk because the generator's like,
on the wind generator.
the wind generator. So for anyone who does do videos and editing and stuff like that, we use DaVinci Resolve, and you pay for the studio version. You only pay once and you've got it for life, but then it's got the noise isolation, which is like amazing. Oh, while I'm plugging stuff, I don't even know, I'm just telling you, I'm not sponsored by DaVinci or anyone else. 17th of February, we are going to the Boat Life live show in Birmingham. So if anyone is interested in coming along, they've offered our viewers discounts on the tickets. So use this code and get your discount and come along and see us. Right, back to work.
Cool. It's actually quite windy today. We're actually floating at the moment, so it's quite unusual for the boat to be moving. She didn't move that much. She just sort of moved slowly a bit, didn't she? But
Hammer time!
don't hit your knee. What about the Terracoop?
Ooh!
That cost us a fortune, I think. Let's give it a try. That was 60 quid, wasn't it?
It was, and we bought this when we done the exhaust outside because the exhaust of metal.
Rubbish.
It was crap, but go on, yeah. Whack it in the drill for me.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Yeah, because I have you seen the big step I'm going to do?
What about me?
You're halfway there.
No one thinks about the cameraman, do they? The camera, you see like Bear Grylls. You see like Bear Grylls running around like hanging off stuff, but you got to think there's a cameraman like 3-4 away from him. They never get recognised. They should do.
Safety spectacles for this job, I
Yeah,
think.
definitely.
I can't see because I fog up.
Well, let's put my safety stuff in it.
Gonna come and see.
Then the cameraman to come close to.
So that's what it looks like before.
Right, probably look very similar after.
Hold on, is it the right way?
Yeah, don't do me boy. Nail it.
Ooh!
Fast. Well, that's a good start, that. Why don't you do that on the rest of the knees? That's the last one.
I can't see. Right, okay. I'll crack on. But tell you what, it's getting a bit warm, so I think I'm going to have to lose one of my 20 million jackets I have on.
Right, and I'm going to cut the frames now that are going to go in here. But I'm not going to fit it because it's windy and mingy out there, so. Should be a good shot of this because, like, we're actually getting us both working.
I keep getting my ear stuck to it, screws there, and I'm like, can't move.
Doesn't happen on the BBC, does it?
That's a sight we don't see every day, isn't it? You carry on hoovering, let's cut this hoover noise out. Right, so I have cleaned up the frame as much as possible and the knee, and it's come up really, really well. Just a little bit of surface rust on them knees, so that can be painted. And then all the frame. Time to get the paint out. What's it like cleaning bilges?
It's quite a good hobby, really.
Quite a good hobby.
Can't take it off.
Don't take my job. Ooh, see that there?
What?
A bit of painting that I've missed.
Oh no, you've missed loads. There.
Oh, and all these sides of the frame. Good job, it needs another couple of coats, isn't it? It's amazing, like when you're painting something, I do it and I think I'm doing section by section and I check, but then it's amazing like how much you do miss. So you may spot a few little bits that Gemma's missed on this video.
So after a lot of debate about these gun, we call them the gun mounts, like gun supports basically. They're basically going to stay because we need to try and keep the history of the boat as much as we possibly can on what we've got our hands on anyway, of what's left of the original ML 1392. But I think we're going to be removing these because they're very rusty. We'd never be able to clean them up enough to be able to stop them rusting, and we don't really want rusty bilges and you get iron sickness and all sorts, so they're going to go. So we need to try and remove them nicely.
Hold on a minute, let me adjust our lighting. Because we're that posh now with our...
Maybe they're not 24mm, but...
They won't be mil, they'll be imperial, won't they?
Oh, it's actually moving. Is it moving? Is it just spinning? Because the big line... There's better. No, it's just spinning. This one's away.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's nice. You'd have thought that, would you? A piece of iron in like
80-year-old iron.
in a salty bilge.
Yeah.
No, the whole thing's spinning around.
Yeah. Ta-da!
So, I'm just going to repeat that now on the rest of them. Ah, yeah. Do you know what that's called?
What?
Spanner rush.
Spanner rush. That was because of better.
No.
Fine then. Go on.
Take one.
Yeah, give us that lever.
Yeah, well, come on now.
Tight fit. Yeah. That's what she said. Any old Aaron?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get my arse behind it and get a bit of weight on it.
Well, I'll be able to see it. You going, camera?
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get this one out.
Just think, Jem, someone like 79 years ago,
Oh, about 80.
80 years ago, some bloke was tying this up. Yeah? And now we're taking it off. Do you reckon you know the name of the bloke who did it? I don't think so, but I appreciate him. It's all the people behind the scenes in the world, isn't it? John Block. It's all the people behind the scenes in the world which you never hear of them. You don't know who they are, but you might be one of them. Thank you. Is it moving?
This one isn't.
Okay, I want a bit of grind time. Grind on. You did one of them, though.
I did one of them, yeah.
You want me to like slack them all off? Shall I slack them off camera and then you come along?
Are you trying to say because I can't do it, you can do
No,
it?
it's like TV, innit? Yeah, actually, yeah. Come on, let's have this debate, right? I bet. I'm quite good with nuts and bolts. Gemma's quite good. What are you good at? Painting, editing. I'm rubbish at it. But we're a team, you know what I mean? So whatever Gemma can't do, I can sometimes have a bloody good go. And so we have to buy a new one.
Alright then, come on, do you want to tackle these?
Well, let's give it a smack.
Are you cheating? You just want to smack it?
No, it's just not cheating. Oh, wait, what did you else?
Usually down your pants.
A bit of side loading. So you don't damage the threads too much.
Did you make this fast? We've only got 6% battery.
Okay.
Ooh.
So what was that debate we were having a second ago?
I knew there was a reason why I'm having. Right, well done you.
Go man.
Go men. Go men. Sometimes women just haven't got the physical strength, have they?
It's not that well. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but by by watching. It's not because you're a woman. It's by.
I didn't hit it with the hammer.
It's technique, exactly.
That was the problem. I didn't hit it with a hammer. So next time.
Because your upbringing was to not do this, but you wanted to do this, didn't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like.
It's always been like a fella's go-to though, isn't it? We can't get it working. Just hit it with a hammer, and then but it works.
Yeah, it's a bit thin at the bottom, right? I think if it was a car, it'd fail its MOT. But took some cutting through, right?
Go, I'm glad they're out.
You're right there. Well, I'm not, because I used to walk over them.
Oh yeah, we've got nothing to walk over now. Right, next time we come, let's get some floor beams, just so we've got something to hobble over, because it is a pain, isn't it, when there's like, it's a big step.
One small step for Gemma.
It's huge though, and I always feel like that.
Yeah. But what I was doing I've been here quite a few times without a camera, just tinkering around, just doing all the jobs. Anyway, blah blah blah. I was quite interested to wonder how much does the whole flex. You know, when she picks up Sarinda from the water and the load is spread everywhere, isn't it? So I was interested to measure, did some really precise measurements. When we were floating, the whole flexed in 1 millimetre. 1 millimetre. That's quite interesting.
1 mil is nothing, is it?
No.
Unless you're robbing a bank.
Unless you're a bank. Dad joke from Gemma there.
Right, let's clean this up. And let's get the bits painted ready for next time we come.
Woo.
Tell you what, looks just as good as like a fresh one, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're on time watch now.
Oh.
You're not, are you?
No.
I thought you were.
Smooth.
There you go. Should have done that to all of them.
The all-wearing is nice.
Well,
So, when I said a couple of episodes ago that I think we'd have all this side done by the end of January, to put it into perspective for you guys, today is the 11th.
I'll check on my phone.
Is it the 11th? I've lost all track.
11th.
It is the 11th, okay. So, the 11th of January, and, you know, we're not far off. So I think my estimate, you said 2 months.
Did you say the soul though as well?
Depends
how many times you let me come to the boat though, doesn't it?
Said all the woodwork on this side, didn't know we've done the end of January. So we're still on target from our timescale. Obviously you're probably watching this at the end of January thinking, no Gemma, you're not going to get it done. But it's only the 11th today. So we are a few weeks ahead of what you guys are seeing on YouTube. But we do, every time we've been at the boat, we do give updates to our Patreon supporters so they know what's happening in real time. So if you want to stay more up to date, come over and join us on Patreon. Maybe I should silence my phone because it never stops beeping in the background.
Mine never beeps. Shows how maybe I'm antisocial, I don't know, but maybe out of touch is the word.
You're not down with the kids enough?
No, forget that.
Right, okay, that is another couple of days' work done.
Yep.
And more progress on the boat.
As we said earlier, we don't actually know what we filmed previous because it was like before we went to Malta. So.
Yeah. So, thanks for watching, and if you want to see some World War II history in Malta, check this out.
Yeah, and I really want to go to that lagoon in this boat.
Simon sat in
That's my aim.
He's sat in the whole time going, we can have Sarinda Moors out there.
Park right there, I'm going to be parked there.
So, at least it's given us something to inspire Inspire to? Aspire to?
Yeah, it's a
Aspire.
goal.
Can't get me words out today.
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, go and look at our lovely holiday.
So apparently there was 2 machine guns. So one there, one just around the corner, then on top of this tower here, there was a big searchlight thing to look like enemy planes and enemy ships. So, and it was all in World War II. So we're on a Daiso. I think that's how you say it.
Yes, exactly right. Right, so.
Nice.
Well, thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Thank you. Everywhere in Malta is like that. I've got my steps in today.
Yeah, I'm going to challenge Emilia to run up the stairs, I think.
Go on, go.
Emilia, to the race to the top. Go.
It's not the warmest of weathers. It's about 17 degrees. But when we're at the Blue Lagoon, I think you've got to just dive in, haven't you? And you've got to go. You've got to have a swim.
Yeah.
So
Let's do it.
let's go and brave the cold. 2, 1, go.
Mate,
I got a jellyfish sting.
How does it feel?
It felt like at the first beginning when I first got it, it was like, like it didn't hurt too much, but I went out of the water and I run to my mum and dad, and then I told them about it, and then we went to go get some ice from like this drink thing, where we got this from.
Are you drinking cocktails?
No, it's a strawberry thing.
And what did the man recommend where you got your pineapple from?
Vinegar.
So we've got vinegar on the jellyfish sting. And how's it feeling now? Better?
Good, yeah.
So by the time you finish your pineapple, it'll probably be okay? So brave. And what happened when we was in Valletta 2 days ago?
I fell over.
What did you do then?
I got like these two. And then I hurt my ankle.
Accident prone, aren't you? No. You still having fun? That's good.
Bye.
Still haven't got a tan though. I'm not white, I'm like see-through.